In August, the 4th season of the Trinity River Cup Series came to an end in a thrilling championship duel between Kyle McCleese, Colin Teague, and eventual champion Nicholas Samadillo. But here in mid to late January, instead of February, we are ready to kick off the 5th and final season of the Trinity River Cup Series, and we do it in a fashion that's familiar in ideal, but different in execution. Welcome to Eldora Speedway in Ohio. Normally we'd have the Clash at New Smyrna, but we're doing something a little different this year. Everyone has a chance to get into the 75 lap main, but in order to do so, they first must get through by finishing in the top 5 in the heat that they're in. If they don't make the top 5, they go to the LCQ, and if they finish in the top 5 in the LCQ, they make it. If they don't make it. It's pretty simple as that. But we are ready. We're just about ready to get Heat 1 underway. I'm joined alongside Darian Arnsdorf for this one. Darian, you are a team owner for All-Star Speed Team, and you yourself have been to Victory Lane 3 times as a driver in this series. You did once at Richmond, you did again at Pocono, and then you did it again at Armory Digital way back in Season 3. Tell me what's got to be going through these drivers' head as they get ready to tackle the clay tonight, even if it's not for points.
Well, you gotta think a lot's been going on. We haven't been racing since August. It's been a long while, about 5 or 6 months, since we've ran the Trinity River Cup Series. I know that this is a much different format than what we've had in years past, which makes this all the more interesting for the drivers. 4 heats of 20 laps, a lot can happen in those heats, and just gotta think, like, we haven't run on dirt a whole lot, I believe, in the Trinity River Cup Series. So this will be some of these drivers, I believe, first real experience on the dirt, which make it all the more interesting.
Yeah, this is the first time. We were going to be on the dirt in Season 3. We were going to go to Knoxville, and that ended up not happening. So this is actually the first trip we've ever taken to the dirt in any way, shape, or form, and that is certainly going to make things even more interesting. But we are just about ready to get this first heat underway. 10 cars battling for 5 spots. The top 5 go to the main, the bottom 5 go to the LCQ. Let's get the 20 laps underway here at Eldora. The heats and qualifying were all decided on a random draw, and the random draw for the 10 cars in this heat put Elijah Gordon on the pole position in his first race with NS Blackout Motorsports. He starts this one alongside Thomas Troxell, who moved from Velocity to Pacific Camel Racing in the offseason. In row 2, we find Chase Buck and defending vice champion of the series, Kyle McCleese. Row number 3, it's Caleb Rose, winner at Willow Springs last year, alongside Trey Wright. Then Kainan Biller, Season 2 champion, Eric Monaco, the 25. Then Brock Nelson and Will Parrish round out the field. Darian, who you got winning this first heat?
I've got the 45 at Chase Buck today, Josh. I think he'll have a great shot for that 3rd position.
We'll have to see how it goes for him. Heat number 1 is underway in the Clash of the Clay at Eldora Speedway. Walk immediately to the inside out of turn number 4. He's going to lead lap number 1 in the first heat of the Clash of the Clay. 3 wide for that 2nd position is Caleb Rose. Throws it to the inside of Thomas Troxell and Elijah Gordon.
Gordon hit the wall in the exit of 4 on that first lap. I think that's why Chase Buck is now leading this race.
He kept it off the wall that time. Here's Brock Nelson go to the inside of the 76. The last transfer spot is Elijah Gordon right now. Kainan Biller is trying to get in. Season 2 Series champion. Oh, trouble! Around goes Trey Wright in the 95.
Oh,
and he's going to spin, and there will be no caution. He's not going to hit a thing, but he is going to be out of the running to get in through these 5 positions in heat number 1. But for that 5th position, side by side, Troxell and Biller. Biller with that slide job on the inside in the 81. And the Season 2 Series champion and Daytona 500 winner will move into the 5th position.
Biller now looking for 4th on that 15 of Trey Wright now. Or no, Caleb Rose, I'm sorry.
Caleb Rose there on the outside. We saw him make some bonsai moves in the NOF SRL finale at Michigan. But he now falls into the 5th position. He's the last car in on lap number 6. Here's Troxell, a slide job on the inside in the 62. And he's not going to hold on to the inside of Caleb Rose coming out of 2, but he will have it into 3 and 4. He's got a shot at taking it, and he'll get back into the top 5. Caleb Rose out for the moment. Will Parrish in the 0-2 looking to pounce, but as Chase Buck still leads the way for the Monkey Buck Racing Mercedes team. He leads the way. Brock Nelson in the Honda, the first year for Honda in the TRCS, as Gordon is getting aggressive for that 2nd position in the 76, as here comes Will Parrish, the slide job on Kainan Biller, looking to take that 5th position.
Worked out really well for Biller there, but that 0-2 of Parrish still looking, and he's got it back from Biller, and he'll look inside the Troxell now in 1 and 2.
And he looks like he's gonna take that 4th position as side-by-side for 2nd, as Buck still leads the way. We're coming to start lap 10, 9 laps through this first heat already. The only trouble we've seen has been Trey Wright in the 95. No caution came out for that. So we still remain under green flag conditions, averaging about a little over 100 miles per hour right now. But Buck is leading by a half second over Elijah Gordon as Gordon runs it wide out of turn number 4. 3/4 a second the difference now as Nelson goes into that 2nd position. But the ever so critical 5th position currently lays at Thomas Troxell's grasp. But here comes Kainan Biller trying to get it back from him.
Biller needs to close it as much as he can. There's only 9 laps to go in this heat, which may sound like a fair bit, but at a dirt track, not a whole lot of time left. As you can see, the 0-2 of Parrish looking inside of Elijah Gordon.
Oh!
That's for 3rd. Oh!
He
nearly
slips.
contact.
And he holds on to it.
And he'll get into 3rd, I believe.
Yes, he will. But here's Troxell, 5th place driver, looking to get to the inside of that 76 to put a barrier between himself and Kainan Biller. Kainan Biller, the 81. Oh, somebody caught the wall on the outside, or Parrish just didn't get going. Here's Biller to the inside of Gordon, though, for that transfer spot.
Great move by Biller. While we were focusing on Parrish, Biller moves in the 5th, and now Parrish might fall out in that 0-2.
Oh, my goodness. The Fitzwater Collins Racing number 0-2, Will Parrish on the outside, slipping backwards as Gordon moves into that 5th position on the inside.
Gordon up to 5th. He's going to try and pass Biller. He's got past Biller. Great move by the 76 to move up to 4th.
Now he'll do the same to get to the inside of Thomas Troxell as Caleb Rose in behind there, the 15 battling with the 27 of Kyle McCleese as these two battle for the final transfer spot. Biller and Parrish. Parrish back into it. Biller has 4 laps to get back around the 0-2 as Chase Buck still leads the way. He's 1.94 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. There he is, leading the way. There's Gordon in 2nd, Nelson in 3rd, Troxell 4th, Parrish 5th. It's going to come down to these final 3 laps as Parrish sideways saves it. But Kainan Biller, that slowed up the 0-2 enough. Biller's going to have a shot.
Oh, nearly free wide on the exit of 4 there. Troxell looked inside on the 73 of Brock Nelson, but backed out of it. And now Parrish inside.
He saved
it!
it!
In the 62, he saves it. Biller now with a big chance as they come to the white flag. Or no, 2 to go. Or no,
it's a white flag. Yes, it is. As Chase Buck leads the way in the 45, looks like he's going to win the heat. But the transfer spot, we pay attention to this. Will Parrish, Kainan Biller. Who's going to get it as Buck comes around to take the checkered flag, and at the line, Parrish transfers in. He holds off the Season 2 Series champion and all-time winningest driver in the series, Kainan Biller. And he will advance to the main. Parrish advances to the main. Biller has to go to the LCQ.
Wow, what a great race that was. If that was the first race of the night, I'm very much looking forward to how the rest of this is going to go.
We've got 3 more heats at LCQ before we get to the 75-lap main. But the top 5 to transfer from this: Buck, Gordon, Nelson, Troxell, and Parrish. So that means Biller, McCleese, the defending vice champion McCleese, then Rose, Monaco, and Wright, who spun out at the start, will have to go to the LCQ. If need be, everyone could get out their backup cars, but fortunately, nobody needs to, as Wright was able to not hit the wall, but he finishes 12 seconds off the pace behind Chase Buck, who wins the heat. So, final thoughts on this heat, Darian. We saw a whole lot of comers and goers through the middle of the field, especially around that ever so important 5th place spot. What do you think is going to happen the rest of this night?
Like I said, that was the first race tonight. The last of these heats, and especially the LCQ, I think are just going to up the intensity even more from the night. Biller had a great shot on Parrish, but Parrish just held on when it mattered. So, I don't know what to say other than great racing so far, and good wheelman with the O2 of Will Parrish.
Absolutely, and he will move on to the main event. As mentioned before, Biller, McCleese, Rose, Monaco, and Wright will move back to the LCQ. They will join the bottom 5 from the other 3 heats that still have yet to be run here tonight, but we are just about ready to get on to that second heat. So we'll be right back here at Eldora Speedway, and we'll bring you the second heat of the Clash on the Clay right here on the Trinity River Network. And welcome back to the Eldora Speedway, live on the Trinity River Network, the Clash on the Clay, presented by Valvoline. We are here for heat number 2 after a barn burner first heat that saw Chase Buck lead the way. 5 drivers have advanced already, and Will Parrish had the final spot. And the big story to come out of that, Kainan Biller and Kyle McCleese, former series champions, have to go to the LCQ, so they will have to rely on that 25-lap race to get into this Clash on the Clay. But we have 10 more drivers coming in for this second heat. Christian Vargas, Marty Czekala, rookie Anthony McClure, Mitchell Collins, Alejandro Cruz Jr., Mitchell Henderson, Paul Antoine Serre, Sebastian Kukulon, Justin Zeidel, and Colin Teague. Darian, I'll go ahead and bring you in for this one real quick. We saw an amazing first heat, a lot of comers and goers, particularly around the middle of the field, which is what matters the most as far as getting into the race. What do you think we're going to see in this heat? Maybe something that we didn't see in the first heat? Something that we saw? Do you think it's going to be similar?
I think it's going to be a bit more of the same, honestly. I think we'll have the same, similar comers and goers like we saw in the first heat. Maybe a bit more passing, maybe a bit less, not really sure. Lot can change of these dirt races, as we know, so a lot can definitely happen in this second heat, I believe.
Certainly one of the great unknowns, this being a dirt race that we've never had before in the Trinity River Cup Series, and even though it's for a non-points-paying event, it is certainly a challenge for these drivers. But let's go ahead and go down trackside. We'll get you starting lineup ahead of this second heat here at the Eldora Speedway. The random draw for the second heat put Marty Czekala on the pole position. For the EL Alpine Racing team, he starts alongside Trinity River Racing Justin Zeidel in the 83. Anthony McClure, the rookie for Wisconsin Racing Incorporated, starts alongside veteran Mitchell Collins, who has raced in every single season of the Trinity River Cup Series. Colin Teague, Talladega winner last year, starts alongside the Frenchman Paul-Antoine Serre. Alejandro Cruz Jr. will start his first race at Monkey Buck Racing alongside veteran Mitchell Henderson, and rounding out the last row, Sebastian Kukulon and Christian Vargas. Darian, who you got for this one?
I'm going to go back to that third place spot from the first one. I think Anthony McClure will be there at the end of this thing.
We'll have to see how it goes this time. Green flag is out for Heat 2. Czekala gets away well on the inside, but slides up. Zeidel, they're already trying 3 wide back there. They'll stay 2 by 2. McClure down to the inside, fires it off into turn 3 and 4. And McClure is going to lead the first lap as Czekala slams the outside retainer.
Great move by McClure. Bad luck for the 11 there at the end. McClure now in the lead, but here comes the 97 of Teague trying to take the lead, and then the 46 of Cruz behind.
Moves him out of the way. Colin Teague to the lead. Cruz, the driver of the 46, was the driver of year 05 last year, but he and Christian Vargas quite literally swapped rises. Oh, Seidel saves it! Oh my word! What a save by the former Pacific Hamel Racing driver Justin Seidel, making the move to Trinity River Racing, and he runs in the 6th position right now with a shot at transferring in. He's got to get through Marty Czekala, the EL Alpine Racing Renault, though, as here's Cruz going for the lead on Colin Teague.
McClure back in 3rd, but here comes Czekala looking for 3rd on him, as Cruz is still fighting Teague for the lead. And as they go down the back, McClure, Cruz, just a lot happening.
Seidel got around his teammate Sebastian Kukulon, 2-time winner last season. That was for 5th. Now Czekala's back to 5th, as side-by-side for the lead, looking for the 2nd place starting position in the main event. Right now it'd go to Cruz, but Sebastian Kukulon, the veteran, slipping backwards. Mitchell Collins into that 6th position. He's trying to chase down Marty Czekala and Justin Seidel. Seidel slips wide. Czekala trying to get into that 4th position. 5th place, side by side right now for 4th and 5th. Oh my goodness! Colin Teague gets together, and he gets hit by Henderson and barrel rolls on the inside. Oh my goodness! This time it'll bring out a caution. Vargas may have had something happen to him as well, but around to the caution flag, Alejandro Cruz Jr. leads the way, and we'll reset everything. We'll have to take a look at what happened. My goodness gracious.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. If I had to guess, it could have been Cruz. And I know Cruz and Colin Teague were battling side by side. It could be that Teague got up into the wall, or just he was sideways on the front straightaway for whatever reason, and just slid down in front of Henderson. So we'll have to take a look at it in just a moment, but my goodness. So, first caution comes out on lap number 9. Right now, if the race ended, it would be Cruz, McClure, Czekala, Seidel, and Serre in. First out Collins, then Kukulon, Henderson, Vargas, and Teague. But we're going to have a few laps after this caution comes to a close to decide the second heat. But real quick, let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring out this first caution in the Clash on the Clay here at Eldora Speedway. So going back to take a look at what happened to Colin Teague, here he goes 3 wide with Cruz and McClure out of turn number 4, slides up into the 46, kicks the car sideways, he slides up, taps the wall a little bit. McClure and Czekala take evasive action. Seidel and Collins break on the outside to get through, and then on the inside will come Mitchell Henderson in the 53, pounds the 97, and sends the Powerade Nissan up and over on the inside of the racetrack, barrel rolling 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and one more for good measure, and back down to earth. So 5 times for Colin Teague on the inside, and just like that, the first caution is out at Eldora. Let's take a look at another angle.
Yeah, like you could just see here, 3 wide just doesn't really work out at exit of 4 here at Eldora. Great job by those 3 passing men. I don't think Henderson really had anywhere to go to get past the 97 of Teague. And then I think farther back there we also did the 05 wreck of Vargas, but
yeah, we did, and we'll take a look at that real quick. We'll just take one look at that because there's not really a whole lot else to see, and then we'll send you right back to your green flag racing in the second heat.
Yeah, like we saw earlier with the 24, 46, and 97, 3 wide just doesn't work. That's what Vargas tried to do with Kukulon and Henderson. That's why Henderson went low. You can see the 05 spin. 53 went low and then ended up pounding into the 97 of Teague. Luckily, no more damage in that for the 05 of Vargas and for the 82 of Kukulon. So we will be going back to green in a couple of seconds here.
Yes, indeed we will. Let's take you back to your live picture here in heat number 2 in the Clash on the Clay at Eldora Speedway. And we're back with your live picture at Eldora Speedway, rounding up the first caution of the race in heat number 2, likely to be the only one. It's Cruz that leads the way, McClure, Czekala, Zeidel, and Serre the top 5. Colin Teague, who barrel rolled on the front stretch, is out. He's going to have to go to a backup car for the LCQ. It is Cruz leading the way. He's looking to get that green flag. The battle for 5th will rage on one more time, and what a restart by McClure!
What a move into turn 1. He got the jump he needed, and now he's taking the lead. As Czekala side by side with the 46, but has to back out before they get to turn 3, and Zeidel is behind Czekala. That'll be for third if he gets there. Look at Cruz! Nearly into the 20, McClure!
And Kukulon is on the charge. Into the 6th position he goes. Paul-Antoine Serre sits in the 5th position for trouble! More trouble back there! Mitchell Collins and Christian Vargas get together. They save it. So no caution for the moment. Here's the battle for 2nd. Cruz and Czekala. Czekala into 2nd. Cruz back to 3rd. Zeidel and Serre. That is side by side for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Kukulon sitting there in the 6th position trying to get in. 4 laps to go this time through.
So much happening now on the clay here at Eldora. Cruz looking inside of Czekala. That's for 3rd actually. As the 83 on the inside of McClure. That's Zeidel, and McClure fighting for the lead. And Zeidel might take it out of turn number 4 as they reach 3 laps to go.
Yes, he will. McClure slips on the outside. Cruz and Czekala side by side for 3rd. Serre comfortably in the 5th position for the time being. Kukulon trying to close in. We'll get 2 laps to go this time at Eldora. Zeidel goes wide. McClure trying to close in to get that 2nd starting position in the main.
I think Kukulon might be out of time in that 82 car. It's got a lot of ground to make up to catch the 7 of Paul-Antoine Serre. I think he might be done here.
White flags in the air. Zeidel just hit the wall. 1 lap to go in the 2nd heat. McClure in 2nd. Cruz, Czekala, Serre, but they're all chasing Justin Zeidel. His first start after moving from Pacific Hamel Racing. Justin Zeidel wins the 2nd heat, and Serre gets the final transfer spot in heat number 2.
What a race for heat number 2 that was.
Goodness gracious. Zeidel, McClure, Cruz, Czekala, and Serre. The ones who advance into the main event. It will be Kukulon, Vargas, Collins, Henderson, and Teague going to the LCQ.
Unbelievable. Great racing with a big crash on the front stretch. Hopefully Colin Teague will be okay enough to race in the LCQ later tonight.
Yeah, thankfully we don't do any injuries or anything like that in this series, so he'll be alright. He just needs to get the backup car out, and he will be just fine. But we'll take a look at the rest of your finishing results here in the 2nd heat at Eldora. There you go. Justin Zeidel wins this thing by .281 ahead of Anthony McClure, just barely. I know that seems like a big margin, but they're also driving at just about 100 miles per hour instead of 200 miles per hour, so that's very close on a short, slow racetrack like this. But, Darian, final thoughts on this 2nd heat and what we should expect from for the rest of the night that lays ahead of us.
I think what I said in Heat 1 really applies here. Just the intensity continuing to grow as we get farther into the night. Like we said with Colin Teague, big wreck with him collecting the 53 of Henderson, which also caused Henderson to miss out on the main event right now. Just a lot going on that heat, so maybe we'll see even more later on tonight.
We'll have to see how it goes. We still have 2 heats, the LCQ and the main event ahead of us. We'll take another break and we'll be right back for heat number 3 here in the Clash on the Clay at Eldora Speedway. And we're back with your live picture here at Eldora Speedway for the Clash on the Clay. This is heat number 3 after 2 action-packed heats to kick off the night. We are back one more time for Heat 3. Blake Parker, Max Sterling, Roberto Crown Jr., Jacob Thibodeau, Braden Perez, Dale Lightning, Ace Garcia, Scott Upton, Brandon Hayes, and Nicholas Samadio are in this heat. Darian, what do you think's got to be going through these drivers' heads now that we've seen the first 2 heats? What have they got to be thinking about here for the rest of this night?
Well, we've seen 2 heats tonight. 40 laps have occurred. Quite a good bit, or not a good bit, but quite a few have been under caution in the heat number 2 with Colin Teague and Mitchell Henderson. But that's really the only big wreck that we've seen so far tonight. We saw a wreck with Trey Wright on the backstretch in heat 1, but that was more of a just single car spin, and he kept on going. I expect to see a bit more of the same as we've seen already. Maybe a single car spin, maybe a bit of an accident, but never really know until you get going with these dirt races.
We'll have to see what happens for sure. It is that time to send the field rolling once again. So let's go down trackside. We'll get you a starting lineup and we'll get heat number 3 underway. The random draw lottery put rookie Brandon Hayes on the pole position for the Polar Star number 84 team. He starts his race alongside veteran Dale Lightning. In row number 2, we're going to find Roberto Crown Jr. for Wisconsin Racing Incorporated. He starts alongside the 52 of Ace Garcia. Row number 3, Blake Parker alongside defending series champion Nicholas Samadio. Row 4, Jacob Thibodeau starting this one alongside Scott Upton. Max Sterling and Braden Perez round out the field here for heat number 3. Darian, who you got for this one?
I'm gonna save 5. Dale Lightning, I think he'll be able to get a good run that outside, and I think he might be able to come off with the win in this one.
We'll have to see how it goes for him and everybody else here in this 3rd heat. It's time to get him going again. The pace car goes down. Let's release the rodeo once again. Heat number 3 is underway at Eldora. Great start by Brandon Hayes on the inside.
Well, I've already been proved wrong, haven't I?
Well, maybe not. There's still 19 more laps after this one. But here comes Dale Lightning, hanging tough on the outside. Roberto Crown Jr. on the inside in that 3rd position. As Garcia slips back up top, Parker and Thibodeau inside for the 5th position. Right, oh, Samadio gets up into Garcia and saves it. Right now, the leader is Brandon Hayes. 5th place is Roberto Crown Jr. and Max Sterling side by side. The rookie moves into the top 5.
Now Parker's going to take the lead as they go down the back. Thibodeau in 3rd, trying to get past Lightning. Sterling in 5th. In the transfer spot with Samadio, the reigning champion, in 6th. He'll be looking to get past either Sterling or Lightning.
Here he goes, down to the inside. He'll get around Lightning. Perez in the 47 way to the inside in the Schluter system colors. As they head off into turn number 3 one more time, here comes Thibodeau looking for the lead.
Couldn't quite get a run that time on the exit of 4. Now Samadio's going to get past Sterling for 3rd. Just to see the 84 of Hayes running right there, and Lightning just on the outside looking in.
This is for the transfer spot, the battle between the 17 and the 5. Parker goes wide up front. Thibodeau, Samadio, and Hayes, 3 wide for 2nd right now. Thibodeau slips out of it. Hayes and Samadio side by side. Samadio has it for the time being. Hayes down to the inside. He'll try a slide job for Blake Parker to go for that lead position. Thibodeau back to 5th. His teammate Braden Perez trying to knock him out.
Great move by Perez to move into the 5th spot. He's ahead of the 32 of Thibodeau as Hayes goes and takes the lead from the 14 of Blake Parker. Now Samadio's going to fall back onto the bubble in 5th place.
Oh, Parker right just slams the wall, the outside. Side by side, 3 wide for 2nd. Here's Samadio and Thibodeau side by side for that transfer spot.
Now Thibodeau moves up, but Parker is starting to get in danger here. He might fall to 5th. He does fall to 5th. Samadio's going to have a great run on the 14 into turn 1 and 2. The 17 of Sterling right there as well.
Oh!
And this contact!
Goodness gracious, they saved it again! Blake Parker into the 6th position. Samadio slips up 3 wide coming out of turn number 4. Samadio, the defending series champion, stretches away. We'll check it up front real quick. It's still Hayes, Perez, Thibodeau, Samadio, Parker, the 5th place driver right now. Ace Garcia, the tail end of the field. But Parker and Lightning are on the bubble for the time being. We're halfway done in Heat 3.
Now Perez is going to try and take the lead from Hayes. He's got his teammate Thibodeau behind him, and Samadio running 4th. Parker trying to close back in on Samadio. He's trying to get a bit of a buffer between him and Lightning. As they go in the 1 and 2, Samadio's going to try and send it on Thibodeau, and he might get up to 3rd.
And he's going to have a good chance. Oh, he bottoms out a little bit on the bottom. But now into turn number 3, he'll pull ahead of Thibodeau. Parker still in that 5th position. He's on the bubble. Dale Lightning trying to get in. 8 laps to go as the battle for the lead is on.
Hayes, Perez, the 1-2. And now Hayes is going to try and take the lead as back in 3rd. You can see Samadio trying to close on these two. Then you can see the 32 of Thibodeau, the 14 of Parker. Lightning still outside. Maybe will Sterling try and pass the Lightning if he can see an opportunity. But if he does so, that might ruin their chances of advancing.
The winner of this heat gets the 3rd starting position in the main event, but the top 5 advance without having to go to the LCQ. Thibodeau trying to get into that 3rd position to give himself more leverage, trying to get to the inside of Nicholas Samadio, and Samadio will slip into the 4th position, but he's not out of it because Blake Parker in the 14 is right there, but he's trying to get himself some leverage between himself and Max Sterling in the 17.
Didn't even notice Sterling's moved up. A good run by him. And that 17, Parker and Samadio fighting for 4th place. And Parker, I believe, will take the 4th spot away from Samadio, behind Jacob Thibodeau. Now, Sterling needs to really get going if he wants to try and close on the reigning champion to knock him out.
But here comes the champ down to the inside of Parker one more time. He's playing it very safe for the moment. This is how he won the championship last year. He played the second half of the season very safe to close in on Kyle McCleese's enormous 97-point lead, chuck it up all the way down to nothing by the time we got to Indianapolis. And then it was an all-out duel between them for the championship as the season went on. But we're coming around for the white flag this time. Samadio is 4th. Parker is 5th. Sterling trying to close in, but he's running out of time. Last lap of the heat is now. Rookie Brandon Hayes leads the way. His first actual attempt for Polar Star Motorsports. He's going to go to victory lane at Eldora Speedway. Brandon Hayes wins heat number 3. Perez, Thibodeau, Samadio, and Parker transfer.
Wow, what a race that was. Not a lot of accidents, but great racing all the way around the track. Just incredible stuff here at Eldora so far.
A much cleaner heat than the first two, but it was still action-packed nonetheless. Brandon Hayes, big congratulations to that rookie. He wins both of the PHR cars that are in this heat transfer. So all 3 PHR cars are locked into the main event as Troxell transferred in through heat number 1. They've just got to be elated about the performance they've put on tonight. But it is Hayes, Perez, Thibodeau, the defending champions Samadio, and Blake Parker who transfer. Sterling, Crown, Upton, Garcia, and Lightning will have to go to the LCQ. Darian, final thoughts on this heat?
Well, you know how I said Dale Lightning would be there at the end of this thing? Well, he was at the end of this thing. He was dead last. So, well, he will have a chance later on tonight at the very least. Congratulations to Brandon Hayes. A great job by the rookie. Man, a lot could still happen here in this one. As we have Heat 4 coming around the corner.
Absolutely. It is going to We still have a heck of a night ahead of us. Heat 4 is right around the corner, the LCQ, and then the main event right after that. But right now, we're going to take another short break, and we'll be right back to bring you heat number 4 in the Clash on the Clay at Eldora Speedway. After 3 heats, we have the final 4th. Welcome back to Eldora Speedway for heat number 4 of the Clash on the Clay. In this one, Trey Smith, Stephen Cologne, Keegan Thompson, John Andrews, Andrew Williams, Chase Harris, Alex Lozano, William Brock, Priya McShane, and Brad Stover. Darian, we'll go ahead and bring you in once again. We've had 3 incredible heats before. We've got one more to set the field for the first 4 heats before we go on to the 25-lap LCQ. What's got to be going through these drivers' mind going into this one?
I think the intensity's just gotten even higher now. 3 heats down, 1 to go. You know that these guys outside of the top 5 to start gotta be a little bit nervous going into this because you've only got 20 laps to make up the time, especially for those guys starting like 8th, 9th, 10th. They've got to be on it all race long if they want to have a chance to make it into the main without having to go through that 25-lap OCQ.
Absolutely.
Or less. LCQ, I'm sorry.
Absolutely, and it is going to be a thrilling 4th heat, no doubt about it. Season 3 Series champion Trey Smith looking to lead us to the green flag here in just a moment, but real quick, let's go down trackside. We'll get you the whole starting lineup, and we'll get this 4th heat underway at Eldora. And here we are for heat number 4. Trey Smith on the pole position in car number 10. He starts alongside Priya McShane. Row number 2, we find Keegan Thompson in the 23, starting alongside Brad Stover in the 99 for Polar Star. Row number 3, we find Stephen Cologne alongside John Andrews. Row number 4, we find Andrew Williams and William Brock. Rounding out the field, it is Chase Harris in the 54 and Alex Lozano in the 57 as the cars get rolling. Darian, who do you think? These are all veteran drivers, no rookies in this one. Who do you think is going to go to victory lane? Who do you think is going to be leading the field to the checkered flag?
I'm looking back in that 3rd place spot. I'm thinking Keegan Thompson will be able to get a run on the 10th Smith and get past him, try and take the lead early.
We'll have to see how it goes for them. Pace car is down into the pit road. 5 more spots up for grabs in the heats. We're green again at Eldora. Off into turn number 1 and 2 they go. Trey Smith stretches away in car number 10. Stephen Cologne for EL Alpine down to the inside into the 3rd position. Andrew Williams, the last transfer spot for now as Stover slips backwards. Oh, Brock sideways saves it. Behind, he is in the 9th position as Stover slips back, continues to slip back on the outside.
A lot happening already on the start here in heat number 4. Smith leads over Cologne, and then in 3rd, I believe that is the 50 of Andrew Williams.
As he now moves into... Oh, trouble back straight away! Chase Harris around. We saw it happen live, and no caution, but it holds up the back of the field.
Oh, no.
No caution after that. The last car in right now, William Brock. Priya McShane is still closer to the 59 to have a shot at taking that spot away. But no caution, shockingly, going to come out after that incident on the back straightaway.
Whoa, what a move by Williams trying to close in on Smith. That was a big send in the 1 and 2.
Remember, the winner of this heat takes the 4th starting position in the main event. Here's Williams with a dive bomb on the inside.
It's going to work, I think.
And, oh, Andrews just blew up from 4th. He's going to have to go to a backup car.
Oh my goodness, what is happening?
What on earth has happened in this heat? John Andrews, the 41, is fallen out of the top 5. He was running 4th at the time, and now that pretty much sets the top 5. That pretty much has the top 5 set in stone unless something else happens, which it might.
Oh.
Goodness.
I do not know what is going through these guys' minds. There's still 12 laps to go next time by. I understand, fight for all you can, but this just seems a bit much.
Stephen Cologne into the 2nd position on the inside of the Season 3 champion as he hits the wall on the outside. John Andrews pulls into the pit road. No cause of the issue for him yet, as I believe he still sits in the pits. Yes, he does. So it's Williams leads the way. Cologne, Smith, Brock, and McShane right now. Keegan Thompson on the bubble with McShane technically, but he's also 4.3 seconds behind Andrew Williams, 2.3 seconds behind McShane. And yet, buddy, I think this one's pretty well set in stone. They'll just have to cruise around and get to the LCQ. But the fourth starting position is still up for grabs as Stephen Cologne down to the inside of Williams.
As you said, this one seems pretty much over in regards to who can make the field. A piston failure on the 41 of Andrews is what's going to take him out. As Cologne takes the lead from the 50, Trey Smith running in third. He's going to try and close in on Andrew Williams.
Down into the third turn they go once again, coming around for 8 laps to go. Stephen Cologne, his last win of any kind, coming back in September of 2021 at the Homestead Miami Speedway, went winless all of 2022. But now with EL Alpine, he sits in the lead. This would count. Everyone that's won a heat tonight, it counts towards their total on the all-time wins list. So Stephen Cologne looking to end the skid as he sits in the race lead for right now. Williams, Smith, Brock, and McShane, the top 5. Now Thompson almost 5 seconds back from Stephen Cologne. Almost is 2.4 seconds back of McShane, and that didn't change a whole lot as we come around for 5 to go this time.
I think barring any problems for him, any of the top 5, I think everyone outside the top 5 is out. It just does not seem very likely that...
Oh, caution's out! Keegan Thompson just spun on the front straightaway, and that resets everything!
And now we might have a green-white checker.
Yes, we will!
Oh my goodness me! What happened?
Not set in stone anymore, is it? Goodness gracious!
Right as I say it, Thompson, my pick to win it, spins out.
It looks like it could have been with Chase Harris. Got some damage on the right side of the 54. And holy cow. What a turn of events at the Eldora Speedway in heat number 4. Just when we thought it was going to be a bucket of nothing as far as the top 5 went, it looked like it was set in stone. Not anymore.
Unbelievable. We're going to a green-white checkered.
And we will in just a couple laps.
I am stunned. I'm stunned that was called a caution and not what happened on the first few laps.
Well, sometimes that just be the way it be. But let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring out this caution to Keegan Thompson on the front straightaway here at the Eldora Speedway. So watching from overhead real quick, Stover slides out of the groove and into the outside marbles. Keegan Thompson slips up with him, hits the back, and that sends the 23 spinning around to the inside. And the Canadian, he doesn't hit a thing, but this is going to set him behind greatly for the rest of this heat. But let's take another look at full speed.
Yeah, you can just see here the 23 gets into the 99, just not a lot that Stover really had to do with it. Just Thompson got into the 99, sent Thompson spinning. Not much you can really do about it, but because of this, we're going to have a green-white checkered here in Heat 4 coming up.
Yes, we will, and Stephen Cologne is going to lead us to that green flag in just a moment. The track is clear, we're good to go, so let's head to a green-white checkered finish in Heat 4 of the Clash on the Clay. Well, in perhaps the most bizarre set of circumstances we've ever seen in the history of the TRCS Clash, we have a green-white checkered about to happen for Heat number 4 to get the final 5 transfer spots before the LCQ. Keegan Thompson spun around on the front straightaway. 9 cars left in this after Andrews had the piston failure. Cologne, Williams, Smith, Brock, McShane lead the way. Green flag, green-white checkered at Eldora.
Clean restart throughout the field.
Alone gets away well. McShane on the bubble in the 5th position, as Stover and Lozano are right there to pounce if they have a chance. White flag is out. Cologne up high. Oh, trouble! Stover around the inside, and they'll make it. They got the white flag, so McShane's gonna make it, and the leader coming around, Stephen Cologne, will end the skid, or will he? Yes, he will. Cologne, Smith, Williams, Brock, and McShane transfer in to the clash on the clay at Eldora from Heat 4.
Unbelievable. What have we just witnessed here at Eldora?
We just witnessed the craziest heat of the night, no doubt about it. And Brad Stover got spun out behind. We'll have to take a look at what happened to him. But my goodness gracious, what a race here. What a night so far for the clash on the clay. Real quick, before we take a look at the results, let's go back and take a look at what happened to Brad Stover. So here's a look overhead at what took place as we came to the white flag. You see Cologne ahead, about to take it, but here's Lozano. There he crosses the line. Lozano and Stover. Lozano up into Stover as Stover got up into the wall, turns him sideways, and then he's just gonna slam the inside retainer. Almost clip Keegan Thompson as he came back up the racetrack. But that is what happened behind the race leaders as they came to the white flag. Let's take a look at full speed.
Stover was already in an accident earlier. He was part of the reason why the green white checkered happened, and as you see there, just a heavy hit from a 99 into turn 1. He managed to keep it going, but at that point it didn't really matter. He is okay, thankfully, and just a lot happened in this race. Just unbelievable stuff happening in heat number 4 tonight.
Absolutely, and unfortunately Stover's going to have to go to the LCQ, but he can still race his way in. Here he's got a little bit of a break to repair it if need be, or he could just grab the backup car. Either way, he'll be able to race for a spot in the clash on the clay. The final 5 spots up for grabs in the LCQ. Let's go take a look at your finishing results. And now let's take a look at your finishing results here at the Eldora Speedway. Stephen Cologne wins the 4th heat. He, Trey Smith, Andrew Williams, William Brock, and Priya McShane will advance from heat number 4. That means Thompson, Harris, Lozano, Stover, and Andrews will have to go to the last chance qualifier. Darian, try to put into words what we just saw happen.
I honestly not sure if I can. That was probably the most crazy heat of the entire night. One of the craziest races, I believe, in Clash history for TRCS. And we still have 100 laps to go tonight. 25 in the LCQ, 75 in the main. So much is still on the line for these guys tonight.
Absolutely, and we have a heck of a night of racing. We still don't even have all of the field set. That's next in the LCQ in just a few moments. We'll take another quick break and we'll be right back here at the house that Earl built. 4 heats have come and gone, and now only 5 spots are left up for grabs in the 2023 Clash on the Clay at Eldora Speedway. 20 cars will go for these 5 spots in 25 laps. And after that, we will have the whole 25 car field set for the main event here on the dirt at Eldora Speedway in Ohio. Darian, we saw 4 extremely entertaining heats, each one providing something different than the other. What can you expect coming into this, seeing as how each heat had 10 cars and we now have 20 in this one?
If we thought the last heat was intense, just wait until we get to this one. 20 cars, all of these drivers now have experience on the dirt. All of them are desperate to move up into the top 5 and make it to the Clash on the clay. I think we're going to see so much more happening than we have seen in any heat so far, because we have partially because we have doubled cars, partially because everyone is going to be desperate to make it into the main event.
We'll have to see how it goes. It is that time. We're down to the last race to set the field for the Clash. Let's go down trackside. We'll get you the whole starting lineup, and we'll get it going at Eldora. And it is time to get the field rolling for the last chance qualifier at Eldora. Season 2 champion Kainan Biller is on the pole position, starting alongside Sebastian Kukulon. In row number 2, we find Max Sterling, starting alongside Keegan Thompson. Row 3 is Kyle McCleese and Christian Vargas. Row 4, Roberto Crown Jr., Chase Harris. And then Caleb Rose and Mitchell Collins round out the top 10. We'll get the field rolling off the grid. There we go. Darian, a lot of really good drivers in this field. Who do you think is going to get the 5th place starting spot in the main event?
I'm going to say Kyle McCleese. I think he has a lot more to show than what was shown in heat number 1. Now he's got 20 laps under his belt. I think he'll be a threat to win this one from the 5th spot.
The defending runner-up champion of the Trinity River Cup Series. Here we go. 25 laps, 20 cars. The last chance qualifier is on at Eldora. Side by side up front, Max Sterling leads the first lap of the last chance qualifier here at Eldora Speedway. 3 and 4 wide behind. Roberto Crown Jr. is in the middle of it as the top 5 now. Sterling, Biller, McCleese, Rose, and side by side for 5th between Kukulon and Upton.
Upton's really looking for it in the turn 1, and I think he might have it on Kukulon. Then behind them.
Oh, trouble! Monaco around and Harris into the wall. Vargas around. Well, he's not around, but he gets contact with the 25 of Eric Monaco, and like that, caution number 1 is out at Eldora Speedway. Kyle McCleese led the field around to the caution flag, and on lap number 3, just that quick, the field resets already.
Not really that surprising. We saw something similar happen in heat number 4, but now, with double the cars in the field, I think it was inevitable that we were going to have some kind of accident early on.
Perhaps it was, with everything on the line as well. But goodness gracious. The field resets already. Defending vice champion Kyle McCleese leads the way. It is Sterling, Rose, Biller, and Upton. Those are the cars in the transfer spots right now. Garcia is right there on the bubble behind Upton with the best shot at getting in, at least for now. But real quick, before we get back going again, let's take a look back and see what happened. Once again, to bring out the first caution here of the last chance qualifier at Eldora Speedway. So here we are with the overhead look in slow motion. Monaco slides up into Keegan Thompson. Sideways goes the Reese's 25. Chase Harris nowhere to go. They get sideways. And Vargas on the outside hits the 54. Hits the 54 of Harris again. Then goes and hits Monaco. It's a little bit of damage on that 05, but he'll be able to continue. Everyone should be able to continue on. But caution number 1 is out in the last chance qualifier. Let's take a look at full speed.
And this is why you don't try and go 4 wide at Eldora. Monaco, Harris, Vargas, and even Collins got a piece of it. Hopefully all of them will be able to continue on, especially the 05 and the 43. They should be perfectly fine, but just... this is what happens when you try to go 4 wide at a dirt track in these big, bulky stock cars that we have here. If you're in something like a TQ Midget or a 410 sprint car, nothing like that would happen, but we're not in those. We're in a Trinity River Cup Series stock car, so much bigger stuff to work with.
Well, either way, the first caution of the race is out at Eldora. We're just about to go green flag racing once again. Kyle McCleese is going to lead us to that green flag. Let's go back to your live picture here in the last chance qualifier for the Clash on the Clay. Lights are off atop the pace car here at Eldora Speedway. Welcome back to the last chance qualifier of the Clash on the Clay for the Trinity River Cup Series. Kyle McCleese leads the way. It is Sterling in the second position. Then Rose, Biller, and Upton, the top 5. The caution coming out for Eric Monaco and Chase Harris getting together on the back straightaway, spinning out on the dirt. It is green flag time once again at Eldora, and a good restart for the top three.
Great jump from the top three. Even the 78 and the 81 got a good start. Top five pulled away a bit from the 52 of Ace Garcia. Garcia looking to close as Sterling's going to try and take lead from McCleese in the turn number one.
The winner of the LCQ gets the 5th place starting spot for the main event. As down the back straightaway, Sterling into the front position. McCleese and Rose side by side for 2nd. Biller in 4th. Upton on the last transfer spot right now. But Wright trying to close in on the inside of Ace Garcia.
A lot happening on the dirt. Upton right behind McCleese. That'll be, I believe, 4th place. Oh! Check up there on the exit of 4.
And it will be for 4th place. There he goes into the 4th position. There they go. And McCleese now back to the 5th position as Wright and Garcia still battling for that 6th position. Rose slides a little wide. McCleese gets ahead of the 15, so Rose falls into 5th, and teammates will be side by side for the transfer spot.
Keeping on that 82 of Sebastian Kukulon. He could very well make a move here to break up those two teammates who are battling for 5th place. Kukulon.
Upton! Around he goes! Garcia takes the 78. Around they go on the inside, and 2nd caution is out here in the LCQ.
Oh boy, just those 2-car spin. I don't think they hit anything else, so it seems like we will get away mostly scot-free with that one.
Yes, indeed. Once again, we got lucky. But Chase Harris is down into the pit road. He's been down there for a couple laps now. He was involved in that other incident. So perhaps something going wrong with that 54 car beyond what we initially thought. But nobody hits the wall that time. So everyone's still in one piece, and the cars that spun out, Upton and Garcia, still 7th and 10th on the racetrack. Still very much in contention for the final 5 spots. Chase Harris is now fallen out of apparently it was a piston problem on that 54. So Harris is not going to advance to the main event.
Very unfortunate for that 54 team. Had a great run, I think, in their heat, and now they just couldn't get it done in it, and now they forced to go into this, and then engine problem takes them out. So unfortunate for them, but I'm sure we'll see them back next time out.
Absolutely. Chase Harris is going to be on fire the rest of the season. I'm calling it right now. Hopefully that doesn't age like milk. But we'll go ahead and take a look at what happened to bring out the 2nd caution of the race before we get restarted here in the last chance qualifier for the Clash on the Clay at Eldora. So as they come out of turn number 4, Scott Upton slides up into the 81 of Kainan Biller, kicks the 78 sideways, and Ace Garcia nowhere to go on the inside. They spin around down to the bottom of the racetrack. Somehow Sebastian Kukulon manages to get through. But Upton, they had an amazing save on the inside, and Ace Garcia as well. Good save there. But the 2nd caution is out of the last chance qualifier. Let's take a look at full speed.
I know coming into this, a lot of people expected maybe a caution to come out. Not as early as it did, but a caution nonetheless. I don't think a lot really expected 2 cautions, even though we saw 2 in Heat 4. I mean, I kind of did in the end of things, but just not a lot anyone could have really done in that one. So caution's out for the 2nd time, and we still have a good bit of racing left to go in the last chance qualifier.
Absolutely, and up ahead, Max Sterling leads the way. Could the rookie upset the veterans, Kainan Biller, Kyle McCleese, and everybody else behind him? We'll have to see what happens here in these final few laps at the Eldora Speedway. Track is clear, we're good to go, so let's set the field for the Clash on the Clay. Once again, the lights are off atop the pace car here at the Eldora Speedway. Chase Harris out with a piston problem on that 54, but the caution coming out for Scott Upton and Ace Garcia spinning on the front straightaway. They sit 7th and 10th right now. The top 5, Sterling, Biller, McCleese, Rose, and Wright. The top 5 transfer spots for the time being. As Sterling leads them around, we'll have 6 laps to go. Green flag once again in the LCQ.
Good restart there by just everyone involved. Biller looking inside to Sterling as they go down the back. I think McCleese is also going to look to make a move. Oh, Rose! Big run for Caleb Rose in the 15.
Oh, McCleese slides it up on Biller. Rose wasn't able to make the move down to the inside. Here goes Wright in the 95, looking for some leverage over the 82 of Kukulon. Down the backstretch once again into turn number 3. Side by side for the second position as Sterling tries to pull away.
Oh, Biller might have hit the wall.
Yeah, I think he did. McCleese into the second position, but now Vargas has gotten into 5th as Rose slips back on the outside.
Imagine going into this race saying that Kyle McCleese might be at risk of not making the clash, but here he goes trying to take the lead into turn 1. Vargas now in the 3rd ahead of Wright, and Vargas might look to make it 3 wide as they go down the backstretch.
Where did Christian Vargas come from? He's never won anything in his Trinity River Cup Series career, and here he goes into the lead. They're 3 wide for the lead in the last chance qualifier. And the last spot right now belongs to Trey Wright. And Sterling, they save it.
Unbelievable racing with 2 laps to go for coming down to the white flag for Sebastian Kukulon. Kyle McCleese inside of Vargas with the white flag waving. Right in 4th. And now here comes the 81.
Here's the last transfer spot. Biller, Max Sterling, side by side. The Season 2 Series champion pulls ahead. Sebastian Kukulon's gonna win the LCQ. And the last transfer, Kainan Biller takes it.
Oh my goodness, I think he made contact with the 05 of Christian Vargas.
Wow,
Oh my goodness. What a race that was.
Holy moly. Sebastian Kukulon with his 4th career win of any kind on the Trinity River Network gets him into the clash, and Kainan Biller, the all-time winningest driver coming into tonight in all of the series history, will have a shot at extending his record. He'll start from the 25th position, but as we've seen tonight, anything can happen. It is Kukulon, McCleese, Wright, Vargas, and Biller advancing from the last chance qualifier. And Darian, what a night of racing so far it has been.
I am at a loss for words right now, Josh. It's just so much happening over 5 races tonight. And we still have 75 laps to go. There's still a whole nother race looming. 25 cars with a chance to win the Clash on the clay. And just so much more can happen tonight. It's just unbelievable the amount of racing that we have seen tonight and what we're about to see in the main event.
Certainly, absolutely. Congratulations to Sebastian Kukulon, Kyle McCleese, Trey Wright, Christian Vargas, and Kainan Biller for transferring in. The bottom 15, Sterling, Garcia, Monaco, Andrews, Upton, Rose, Collins, Teague, Henderson, Stover, Crown, Lightning, Thompson, Lozano, and Harris. Just big attaboys to them too. They are going to surely have a turn of luck when the main season gets going. But now we'll take one more break and we will bring you the main event, the Clash on the Clay here at the Eldora Speedway in just a few minutes. After 4 heat races, after 1 LCQ, everything tonight has led up to this one race. 25 drivers, 75 laps, 1 winner. Welcome to the 2023 Clash on the Clay at the Eldora Speedway, presented by Valvoline. Hello, and can we say a very beautiful evening here in Rossburg, Ohio. Everything live here on the Trinity River Network. If you're just tuning in, we've witnessed a roller coaster of an evening, and everything has led up to this. With me in the booth here, Darian Arnsdorf for the call of the main event. Darian, you've been here the whole night. Just summarize what we've seen so far tonight for those that are just now tuning in, and what we could expect for the rest of this night.
Well, just everything we've seen so far, I feel like it's been calamity a good bit of the night. Heat 1 and Heat 3 relatively clean for the most part, barring the spin in Heat number 1 of Trey Wright. Heat 2, Colin Teague and Mitchell Henderson to flip on the front straightaway, sending Teague flipping. And then Heat 4, 2 cautions, and just a lot happening in that one race. And then just earlier, the LCQ, lots been happening in that one. Just unbelievable racing all the way around the track tonight. And we still have 75 laps to go. And then, for what to expect, I would say either more the same Rex-wise, or hopefully a bit more calmness, because it's a 75 lap race. You want to keep the car clean for as long as possible. Try not to get in any wrecks that you can't avoid, and just try and keep it clean all day.
And we'll have to see what strategy these guys and gals go with tonight, but it is time to do the whole field rundown. Let's count them down from 25 to 1. Starting in the 25th position, in the number 81 Busch Light Ford Mustang for Fitzwater Collins Racing, the Season 2 Series champion, Kainan Biller. Starting in the 24th position, in the number 91 Coca-Cola Ferrari for Osgen Motorsports, two-time winner from 1 year ago, Priya McShane. Starting in the 23rd position, in the number 14 Gulfstream Chevrolet Camaro for All-Star Speed Team, Blake Parker. Starting in the 22nd position, in the number 7 McDonald's Renault Talisman for Logan Sport, the Frenchman Paul Antoine Serre. Starting in the 21st position, in the number 02 Dent Wizard Ford Mustang for Fitzwater Collins Racing, Will Parrish. Starting in the 20th position, in the number 05 Xbox Chevrolet Camaro for All-Star Speed Team, Christian Vargas. Starting in the 19th position, in the number 59 Best Buy Chevrolet Camaro for Team Ninja Rapids, William Brock. Starting in the 18th position, in the number 98 Advance Auto Parts Nissan for NS Blackout Motorsports, it's your defending series champion, Nicholas Sabadio. Starting in the 17th position, in the number 11 Home Depot Renault Talisman for EL Alpine Racing, Marty Czekala. Starting in the 16th position, in the number 62 Best Western Toyota Camry, Thomas Troxell. Starting in the 15th position, in the number 95 KFC Chevrolet Camaro for Team Ninja Rapids, Trey Wright. Starting in the 14th position, in the number 50 Advent Health Aston Martin for Dracoan Racing Enterprises, the winner at Milwaukee 1 year ago, Andrew Williams. Starting in the 13th position, in the number 32 Tide Kroger Toyota Camry for Pacific Hamel Racing, Jacob Thibodeau. Starting in the 12th position, in the number 46 Nike Mercedes-Benz for Monkey Buck Racing, Alejandro Cruz Jr. Starting in the 11th position, in the number 73 Total Dramarama Honda Civic, it is the Aussie for Brian Durrani Incorporated, Brock Nelson. Starting in the 10th position, in the number 27 iRacing Renault Talisman for Logan Sport, it is your defending championship runner-up, Kyle McCleese. Starting in the 9th position, in the number 10 Comfort Inn and Suites Chevrolet Camaro. It is your Season 3 Trinity River Cup Series champion, Trey Smith. Starting in the 8th position in the number 47 Schluter Systems Toyota Camry for Pacific Hamel Racing, Braden Perez. Starting in the 7th position in the number 24 Target Chevrolet Camaro for Wisconsin Racing Incorporated, it's the rookie, Anthony McClure. Starting in the 6th position in the number 76 Nissan Altima for NS Blackout Motorsports, Elijah Gordon. Starting in the 5th position in the number 82 Hershey's Toyota Camry for Trinity River Racing, a 3-time winner in the series and the winner of the Last Chance qualifier, Sebastian Kukulon. Starting in the 4th position in the number 12 Quick Trip Renault for EL Alpine Racing, the Heat 4 winner, Stephen Colon. Starting in the 3rd position in the number 84 Ally Chevrolet Camaro for Polar Star Motorsports, the Heat 3 winner, Brendan Hayes. Starting in the 2nd position in the number 83 Valvoline Instant Oil Change Toyota Camry, it's the Heat 2 winner, Justin Zidell. And starting on the pole for the 2023 Clash on the Clay, it is your Heat 1 winner, the driver of the number 45 Mercedes for Monkey Buck Racing, Chase Buck. And there is your starting lineup, the 25 drivers who will take part in the 2023 Clash on the Clay at the Eldora Speedway. We're ready to get the cars rolling now, and Darian, we've gone down the whole field, and now as everybody gets rolling, who do you think is going to win the Clash on the Clay at Eldora?
I'm going to go with my Heat 2 pick. I'm going to say that 24 of Anthony McClure from that 7th spot. I think he's got a fast Chevrolet. I think he'll be there when it counts at the end of this thing.
Have to see how it goes for him. I believe we have everybody rolling here. Yes, we do. So it's time to get racing at Eldora. The pace car comes down. 25 engines come to life. The Clash on the Clay, the main event. We're green at Eldora. Buck leads the first lap. It's side by side between Sebastian Kukulon and Brandon Hayes. Anthony McClure on the charge already in car number 24 as they head out of turn 2 down the backstretch. And 3 wide, a little deeper on a couple of rows there. Kukulon tried a slide job on Buck.
Well, I failed as horribly as it possibly could for Kukulon. Now he's lost a spot to McClure and Trey Smith. You can also see the 73 of Brock Nelson closing in.
Nelson there in the 73, the Honda Civic entry for Ryan Durrani Incorporated, the only car in the Clash out of RDI. He's into the 3rd position, side by side with Anthony McClure.
McClure, he's forced outside, so is Thibodeau. His Wright's on side of him as they go down the front. Nelson clears McClure, and he'll try and go after Lieutenant Trey Smith.
And up front, it is still Chase Buck, the pole sitter and the Heat 1 winner. But here's Smith going to the inside. Trey Smith sideways loses it, holds on to it. And he's going to try again in turn 1 and 2 to get underneath the 45. Slides it sideways once again.
He needs to keep that car under him if he wants to have a chance at this. He needs to keep it together for 75 laps, not just 10. Smith sits 2nd behind Chase Buck. Nelson 3rd, but he's under pressure from McClure and the 59 of William Brock.
Brock making his way up into the 5th position. Jacob Thibodeau now on the charge in the 32 for PHR, Pacific Hamel Racing, and now Trey Smith going for a big dive on Chase Buck. He's going to have a shot now to take the lead away.
This time it's going to work for him. He'll take the lead out of turn 4. McClure in third, but he might be under pressure from the 59 of Brock.
But Brock slides up off the apex of the corner, and Brandon Hayes is going to go down to the inside.
Wouldn't be surprised if the 32 of Thibodeau also dove down, but it seems like he'll stay where he is unless Brock hits the wall.
Oh, he did. He did. He did hit the wall, and now Buck trying to close in on Smith up ahead. McClure third, Hayes fourth, Brock is in the 5th position. Nelson and Thibodeau side by side for 6th. Now Nelson's going to go after Brock for 5th. Czekala goes after Thibodeau for 7th.
Oh, it's just a lot happening right now. It's only lap 11 of 75.
Oh, Marty! What a save by Marty Czekala!
And now Nelson is going to send it in.
Oh, hard into the wall goes William Brock.
Lost a lot of time. Lost 2 spots of a 73 and 11. Now here comes the 50 as well of Andrew Williams.
Andrew Williams, the Advent Health, Aston Martin, and Ferger Cohen. They're going to try 3 wide. They make it.
Keep it together. I did
but
not
up
like
ahead,
that whatsoever.
Smith and Buck swap positions once again.
Great racing so far. It's only lap 13, a lot to go in this one. As Smith trying to chase back down the 45 of Chase Buck. Back in third, I believe McClure is, McClure still third, as Hayes trying to hold on to 4th and try and close in to the 3rd spot.
And side by side for the lead, once again, here's Smith down low on Buck. Side by side at the line, Buck leads by half car length, but into the first turn, Smith is going to take that spot away.
Good move by Trey Smith, now he's in the lead. As you can see, the 24 closing in really fast on that 45 of Chase Buck.
Anthony McClure, the rookie, in the number 24 Target Chevrolet. Down to the inside for second. Here comes Czekala. Onto the inside of Brandon Hayes. Into that 4th position he'll go.
Also see the 50 of Andrew Williams, I'm sorry. Trying to close in on the 84. He is right behind him in that Aston Martin.
Jacob Thibodeau just behind the 50. As Czekala and Buck getting awful tight there for the 3rd position. And Anthony McClure left to try and chase down Trey Smith, who hits the wall.
Gap went down by about 1.5 tenths that time, probably because Smith hit the wall. As Czekala, farther back, see the 59, I believe it is, of William Brock trying to get back past Stephen Colon, who's in the 12.
That's the battle for 9th on the racetrack. As up ahead, McClure slides up out of the groove in the 2nd position. That's going to let Czekala and Buck close back in, and that should allow Trey Smith to pull away. On to lap 20 we go at Eldora.
Lap 20 of 75, Czekala trying to close on McClure. As McClure's gained a lot of time on the 10, I believe. As
yes,
we go
Smith,
into 3 and 4.
Smith mightily overran turn 1 and 2, but now he's within a car length of Trey Smith, the race leader, through turn 1 and 2. Czekala tried a slide job on McClure. It didn't work. Into turn 3 and 4.
Oh, Czekala's there.
No! He's there on the inside for that 2nd position. And the EL Alpine Racing Renault number 11, Marty Czekala, into that 2nd position.
Then you see the Mercedes of Chase Buck moving into 3rd. He's ahead of McClure. As now Hayes is going to try and close in on the 24. As they fight for second now between Buck and Czekala.
And they're going to touch sideways and save it. Oh my goodness! Caution is out, and it's Alejandro Cruz Jr. spinning on the front straightaway. And 1/3 of the way through this race. Not even 1/3 of the way through this race. We were 1 lap from that. But the first caution is out on lap 24.
You got a chance to catch our breaths for once.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my. What a race it's been so far, and there's still 50 laps to go.
A whole lot happened there, didn't it? 51 to go that time through. Trey Smith, one of your cars, Darian, leads the way. It is Marty Czekala second, Chase Buck third, Anthony McClure, rookie, in fourth, and the other rookie there in the fifth position, Brandon Hayes, and then Jacob Thibodeau, Andrew Williams, Brock Nelson, Sebastian Kukulon, and Justin Zeidel, new to Trinity River Racing this year, rounds out the top 10. Nobody a lap down after that incident, but Alejandro Cruz Jr. is definitely going to be behind the 8-ball after that incident. Whatever happened, it might not have just been him. It could have been someone else, but we'll have to take a look at it in the replay, which we will do now before we get to the restart here in the 2023 Clash on the Clay. So watching from overhead, McCleese is on the outside, Cruz in the middle, Troxell down low in the 62, and they'll slide up out of corner number 4. McCleese is going to go up and hit the wall, and Cruz is going to get up into his back bumper and slide down to the inside, reminiscent of something that happened to Keegan Thompson either in one of the heats or it was the LCQ, but either way, that is going to set Alejandro Cruz Jr. back mightily in this clash. Let's go ahead and take a look at it at full speed.
As you can see, McCleese on the wall, and then Cruz. I don't think Cruz really had anywhere to go. He was thinking about McCleese was going to stay off the wall. Don't think he expected him to slow down as much as he did. But Cruz goes around to all of Keegan Thompson, and now here we go. Getting ready for our first restart of the clash.
Yes, we will have our first restart. It'll be Trey Smith leading the way. The track is clear. We're good to go. So let's head to the restart here at Eldora Speedway. Lights are off atop the pace car here at the Eldora Speedway. Welcome back to the 2023 Clash on the Clay at Eldora, presented by Valvoline. Lap 24, the caution coming out for a spin involving Alejandro Cruz Jr. in the 46. It is Trey Smith that leads the way. He'll lead the field to the green flag now.
Big jump from 10. Someone didn't get going on the 11, I don't think, as it go through turn 2.
And Chase Buck's going to have a good shot at getting around that 11. It is Anthony McClure and Brandon Hayes rounding out the top 5 for the time being as they round turn number 4. McClure's going to go all the way up. Brandon Hayes looked like he was just about to turn him around, didn't he?
Looked very close, and we've seen it many times tonight, how things go poorly in turn number 4 as now Hayes gets inside of McClure finally, and the 50 of Andrew Williams is now going to have a chance at a 24.
And side by side for that second position, Buck and Czekala going at it, and it is Buck with a half car length advantage for the time being, and he'll now clear the 11 and be left to chase down the 10 of Trey Smith.
These two, Smith and Buck, having a lot of great battles so far today. So is Czekala running in the third spot. Czekala trying to close back in. As now we can see the 83 of Justin Zeidel on the inside of Andrew Williams. That would be for the 5th spot, and Zeidel has it.
Yes, he does, and Thibodeau around Anthony McClure, who's slipping backwards in that 24. Thibodeau into the 7th position. Now William Bruck trying to get into 8th underneath that 24. As we'll check in up front real quick, it is still Smith ahead of Czekala, but that gap could be... it grew that time, but it looked to be shrinking just at the tail end of that lap.
Zeidel looking inside as we can see the 82 of Kukulon inside of the 32, and now he's inside the 59. A great run for the 82 in 3 and 4.
And he's going to have it at the line.
Wow. Great move by the 82 of Sebastian Kukulon, as now Christian Vargas is now into the mix. Running to the 9th spot.
Goodness, McClure was sideways out of turn number 2 behind and held on to it. But up ahead, the gap for the lead is growing. Trey Smith has a rocket ship right now as we're just shy of halfway here at Eldora. Caution's out. Actually.
Caution is out. I think it's Parker.
Could have been Blake Parker and Elijah Gordon. The caution is out once again, second time tonight at Eldora Speedway. Is Smith leading the way? Czekala, Buck, Zeidel, Hayes, Williams, Kukulon, Vargas, Brock, and Thibodeau, the top 10. And that will bring us back down to a place to take in everything that just happened. Goodness gracious. What a race it has been so far. What a night of racing we have seen. We are far from done. We're coming to get the cross flags this time, so we're only halfway done with the clash on the clay. We think this caution was for Blake Parker. We'll have to see what happened in just a moment. Real quick, let's go and take a look at that in the replay of what happened to bring out the second caution of this race in the 2023 clash on the clay. So again, watching from overhead, McCleese and McShane battling out of turn number 2. Here comes Trey Wright, cleans out the 27, sends the defending championship runner-up around. Thomas Troxell just clips him a little bit, and then along comes his teammate, Antoine Serre, nowhere to go, right into the left front of that 27, and they go up into the turn 3 wall. Hard impact there, and a tough break for Kyle McCleese and Antoine Serre and everybody else involved, but let's go ahead and take a look at it at full speed.
Now, something that Josh didn't mention is that this is the second accident McCleese has been involved in this race alone, and as you see here, just nowhere to go for Serre, and 2 of the Logan Sport cars just didn't really have a chance on that one, so not much really there to say other than we're about to get back going.
Yes, we are. And once again, the field will be led to the green flag by Trey Smith. Track is clear. We're good to go. So let's head to the restart one more time at Eldora. Lights are off atop the pace car once again at Eldora. Welcome back to the 2023 Clash on the Clay presented by Valvoline here at the Eldora Speedway, live on the Trinity River Network. This is the main event. The second caution is out, but we are coming around to complete it, and we'll have 35 laps to go. Trey Smith leads the way, Marty Czekala second, then Chase Buck, Justin Zeidel, Brandon Hayes the top 5. Green flag is out once again at Eldora.
Not as good of a start for Trey Smith this time, but maybe Czekala just had a bad start last time, as now they go into 3 and 4. Buck, a big run from the 45. He's going to try and get past Czekala. As you can see, Zeidel behind in 4th.
And he's going to sling down to the inside behind those 2. Williams, a huge dive underneath the 83, but not able to hold on to it. But now Zeidel's going to try to go after Czekala, and Williams trying to go after Zeidel at the same time. And up ahead, Buck trying to go after Smith. They are nose to tail into turn 1 and 2.
3 wide out of 3. Oh my! Out of 2,
really,
go 3 wide into 3.
Really 3 wide back here. Vargas, Kugelon, and Hayes, and they're gonna make it.
Big run by Vargas that time, as now he's trying to close into on Czekala, as Buck now chasing after the 10 of Trey Smith. He's gonna look inside, but I don't think he can get the run, or maybe I'll just be stand corrected immediately, or not.
No, he lost it that time, but he's trying to dive in this time. Trey Smith in the protective lane, now in the middle, slides up to the top, now down to the bottom goes Buck. In 3 and 4, he'll sling by with ease.
Great move by the 45 of Chase Buck as he takes the lead. Smith now trying to regroup as Zeidel's looking inside of Andrew Williams.
Zeidel, who had one of the all-time horrible seasons 1 year ago, now running in the 3rd position as he gets around Andrew Williams.
A lot happening on track as now Czekala's looking inside of Williams. See Kugelon a bit farther back.
And he's got William Brock going after him. William Brock in the 59, Stephen Cologne, and Christian Vargas battling a little behind. Here's Cologne trying to make it 3 wide with William Brock and Kugelon.
What a move that was.
Oh, he slides up into the wall. Brock around. Kugelon, Vargas gets a piece. Parrish gets a piece. They go back up into the wall, and the caution's going to come out for the 3rd time.
Oh my goodness, and the gap was quite big.
And more behind. William Brock is smoking. Blake Parker, Kainan Biller, Season 2 champion. Nicholas Samadillo, a little bit of damage. Looks like McCleese may have got a dinger on his 27 as well.
Oh, contact between the 47 and 82 under yellow. Don't know if something happened between them or not.
Well, we'll have to wait and see on the replay. But it is Chase Buck leading the way. Trey Smith second. Zeidel, Czekala, and Williams the top 5. and the third caution is out in what has been a barnstorming race here at the Eldora Speedway. Darian, I suppose it's time we take a look and see what happened to bring out this caution.
Yep, not much more to do at this point with 25 laps to go.
Coming around to get 25 laps to go this time. So we'll take a look, take another break for a moment, and see what happened to cause this third caution of the race here at the Eldora Speedway. So watching from overhead, there's a lot to this one as it turns out. William Brock up into Sebastian Kukulon. They go up into the outside wall. 59 of William Brock catches some air, catches Christian Vargas. Then Will Parrish has absolutely nowhere to go on the outside. And then in behind will come more cars that will pile into this. And running committed on the outside line, Kukulon gets away. Cruz is one of them. There he goes, slams into the 59, catches Nicholas Samadio, Kainan Biller, and Blake Parker in the 14. And then along comes a lot of other cars trying to make it through. They do, but just goodness gracious. Big accident over in turn 3 and 4 to bring out the third caution of this clash at Eldora. Let's take a look at full speed.
As you see here, Brock trying to do a slide drop on Kukulon, but just couldn't get clear, gets hit by Vargas. You would think Parrish would get through it, but just didn't have it fully, but he did mostly get through it. And then big hit for Cruz, Samadio, Biller, and Parker. Just big crash, and that'll take the 59 out of the race.
Yes,
and we're about to go back green this time.
Yes, we will, and the field is going to be in the hands of Chase Buck this time. The lead has changed hands a lot since the last one, and, well, we are getting ready for what should be a barnstorming finish here in the clash. So, the track is clear. We're good to go. So let's head to the restart at Eldora. Lights are off atop the pace car once again at Eldora. Third caution of the race, and it was a melee. 2 cars out of the race as a result of it. William Brock and Alejandro Cruz Jr. 23 cars remain. They are all on the lead lap. They're all chasing Chase Buck, who leads ahead of Trey Smith, Justin Zeidel, Marty Czekala, and Andrew Williams. The top 5 as the green flag comes out. 22 laps to go in the clash.
Good restart there for Trey Smith. Zeidel's looking inside. He's going to get inside, I think.
Perhaps.
Yes, he will.
He had to get out of it for a moment, but he's going to dive into turn 1. But look at the gap that's opening up to Chase Buck, though, after that happened.
Big gap now between the 45 and 83 as Zeidel takes second place ahead of Trey Smith. And now Andrew Williams is going to try.
Big gain by Zeidel on Buck as Williams gets to the inside of Smith. And up ahead, Zeidel trying to chase down that 45 as we're coming around for 19 laps to go. He's going to have a shot, maybe. Not quite.
Probably would have been a bit stupid to try for it that time, so he decided to back out. So now, as they go down the back, Zeidel right behind the 45 is now Czekala moving in the 4th.
Marty Czekala in the 11, going into the 3rd position on the inside of Andrew Williams. He's going to take it. The EL Alpine Racing number 11. Here's Zeidel going for a move on Buck. Not quite able to get there, but boy, he got close. He's going to try it one more time, though. Boot! Scoot! Boogie! Justin Zeidel to the lead.
Wow! Unbelievable pass by Justin Zeidel. The old-fashioned bump and run takes him to the lead as now Czekala's going to lift the car.
Trey Smith, where did he come from? Sliding in from the bottom on Marty Czekala in the 11, and now he's going to go back for second. He's going to try it, and he's going to have it. What a move by Trey Smith.
Unbelievable stuff here. With 15 laps to go when they reach the line, now Czekala going to go back inside of Smith.
He's contact. And they contact again. They'll go 3 wide for the race lead at Eldora. Marty Czekala, Trey Smith, Justin Seidel, and contact behind! They save it! Williams and McShane hold on to it. Czekala to the lead. Smith to second. Seidel and Buck side by side for third. I need you to carry on real quick, Tyrion. I need to get my breath back.
Oh my goodness, what is happening? We're getting down to the end of it, less than 15 to go. Buck right behind. Trey Smith trying to close back in. Now Buck looking inside, can't get there. Seidel farther back and forth. As they're side by side now for second between Buck and Smith.
And Buck's gonna have that line on the inside. They're all chasing Marty Czekala. Up front in the 11, he scrapes the wall a little bit. Buck gonna dive it in on the bottom.
Now Buck inside nearly on the 11 of Czekala, trying to close back in. 12 laps to go, 11 laps to go when they reach the line.
And the 11, betting that the 11 leads the way at 11 to go. Czekala leads ahead of Buck and Smith. Seidel fourth, Stephen Colon in fifth. His teammate is leading the way. Colon's teammate, Marty Czekala, up front leading for the moment, but here comes Buck.
He's trying all he can to get back around the pole sitter. A Heat 1 winner. My pick to win Heat 1 might just go on to win the Clash on the Clay. Can he do it? As now Smith goes back inside looking for second. Czekala can pull away while Van
into the wall.
Hit. In the wall goes Chase Funk.
And 9 laps to go that time through. Justin Seidel looking for third as side by side for fifth between Priya McShane and Stephen Colon. But up ahead, it's the 11 and 10 coming around for 8 laps to go in the Clash on the Clay.
Big lead now from Marty Czekala ahead of Trey Smith. And if the 45 goes back inside, barring a caution, this one could be over with. But as we've seen, nothing is guaranteed at Eldora. Smith runs second, trying to close in.
7 laps to go at Eldora Speedway. Trey Smith, there sitting in second. He closed in a little bit on Czekala that time. Buck and Seidel dive it in down to the bottom. Czekala slides up. He's going to scrape the wall a little bit. Smith did not. Within half a second at 6 laps to go.
Smith trying all he can. He needs to hope for a mistake from Marty Czekala.
Oh, there it is! There's the mistake! Marty Czekala around and almost sideways. Here's Smith to the inside, and he's going to get the lead. He's going to shove him up the racetrack. Here comes Chase Buck.
The Seidel is nowhere near out of this, I think, running in the 4th spot. Smith leads over Czekala, as now they reach 4 laps to go. Czekala all over the back of Smith.
And he's going to have a dive heading off into turn 1 and 2. Smith slips up the apex of the corner. Marty almost gets him.
But Marty lost a lot of time on the exit of 2 now, as now Buck looks inside of the 11. Smith nearly in the wall as they reach turn 1.
Slide job! Here comes Marty! Down to the inside of Trey Smith. He's bringing Buck and Seidel with him. 2 laps to go the next time through. Czekala to the point. Here comes Chase Buck.
Buck needs to get past his 10 now. He will get past him now. He's going to look for the lead now.
Yes, he is. He's going to almost get into him. And Seidel into that 3rd position inside of Trey Smith. Here comes Buck. Down to the inside of Marty Czekala. 1 lap to go in Eldora. No, the caution's out.
Oh my God! We're going to overtime!
That is both of the All-Star Speed Team cars, Christian Vargas, Blake Parker, and after all that, OT in the Clash on the Clay.
Oh my goodness. I think Czekala might have got into the 05 or the 14. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't even think it skimmed the paint. It was just slight contact with the 05 of Christian Vargas. But, goodness gracious. As Ken Squire once said, "Oh, be still my heart, because this is not over." We are going to have a 2-lap shootout. Grandma, put your teeth in your pocketbook for this one, because it's going to be a wild ride. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring out the 4th caution of the race in the Clash on the Clay at Eldora before we set up what is going to be a barnstorming finish in Ohio. So watching from overhead as Parker goes down to the inside of Nicholas Samadillo onto the front stretch they're going. This is coming out of turn 4. Parker gets up into the 98. He'll slip down to the inside, try to get control of it, cuts it back to the right, then slides up the racetrack. Up into the wall he'll go and contacts the wall, and that basically just flips the car over, and along comes his teammate Vargas, slams into the right rear of that 14, and that is going to take both of these All-Star Speed team cars out of this race. Just as it looked like we were getting ready to get the white flag, well, no. Surprise! Let's take a look at full speed.
Yeah, same deal earlier as we saw with McCleese and Cruz, just contact on the exit of 4, and then this is just bizarre. I've called a lot of races in my time, but I don't think I can recall seeing a car flip after side-slapping the wall like that. And there was a tiny bit of contact there with Czekala, but nothing too crazy that would take him out of this one. So he will be able to restart second, as he will have a great shot to win this clash. Overtime coming up next, and I cannot be more excited.
Yes, it is going to be a thrilling run to the checkered flag here at Eldora. It has been a barnstorming race. We have a barnstorming finish in the works at the house that Earl built. So here we go. We'll have a 1 or 2 lap shootout for overtime at Eldora Speedway. The clash on the clay after a late caution between Christian Vargas and Blake Parker sets up what's going to be a barnstorming finish. Chase Buck leads them around, and a great restart by Chase Buck.
Oh, this one might be over before it started. Buck has a massive lead into turn number 2. I think this one's over.
Czekala did not get going at all. Zidell down to the inside of him, but Buck up ahead. 1 lap to go. It's official this time. Zidell into the second position. He will go. Williams into third. It's all going on behind this man. Chase Buck wins the clash on the clay in Eldora.
What a race that was.
Holy moly. Off into the sunset he goes. Chase Buck, winner of the first heat. Goodness gracious. Can you just... Wow. This may be the first time I'm speechless.
Unbelievable. One of the all-time greats in TRCS history.
What a night of racing this has turned out to be. The clash on the clay, what a way to bring the final season into 2023. Let's go ahead now, take a look at your finishing results for the main event. It is Chase Buck who wins with an average race speed of 82.388 miles per hour. Andrew Williams just a second behind in second. Justin Zidell third. Priya McShane fourth. Marty Czekala fifth. And then Trey Smith, Stephen Clone, Sebastian Kukulon, Trey Wright, and Jacob Thibodeau round out the top 10. Only 4 cars unable to finish this: Christian Vargas, Blake Parker, William Brock, and Alejandro Cruz Jr. Darian, final thoughts on just this whole night?
What a incredible night of racing it has been. 4 heats of racing, LCQ and a main event, 180 laps in total with a bit of overtime. Just unbelievable. It really is unbelievable, and I'm so glad to be along for this one. It has been a great race and a great way to start off 2023.
Certainly has, and we will go ahead and we will get you, well, normally we'd get you the points results, but we'll get you the winner picture. We've got your finishing results. The next time we will assemble here on the Trinity River Network, the next time we have a broadcast, it will be from the Homestead Miami Speedway on the 27th of January. We'll have qualifying, and then the next night, January 28th, mark the day, we will have the Florida 500 to kick off the points-paying season of the Trinity River Cup Series. But for the time being, congratulations to Chase Buck, co-owner and driver for Monkey Buck Racing alongside Diego Vasquez. He has won the 2023 Clash on the Clay at Eldora presented by Valvoline. We'll go ahead and bring this whole thing to a close on behalf of Darian Arnstorff. Thank you everyone for joining us. We hope to see you next week at Homestead, but until then, y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.